Be honest, guys, I really don't know what else to say about this. I want to talk about this game today and kind of just move on because I'm just tired of it. And there's so many examples. This game represent Howie Roseman and what the Eagles' future is, because you know what? We have passed up on so many players between these drafts. Okay, to give you a stat that I've already told some people already. Okay, since Howie Roseman has been our GM, we've drafted 2 Pro Bowlers, Trent Cole and Carson Wentz. Before Howie Roseman, we drafted, for 18 years, we drafted 14 Pro Bowlers. Okay, this DK Metcalf, I knew it was going to be a problem in this game. I knew DK Metcalf was going to be a huge problem in this game. But how can we sit here with Doug Peterson on 94 WIP and the same things are said every single time? We had 5 3-and-outs. The first 5 3-and-outs. I mean, just ridiculous. And then Doug has no excuse to put Jalen Hurts in, that it's not about one guy. Wouldn't that give you the excuse to put in Jalen Hurts at this point in time? And I understand there's going to be people who are like, oh, don't put in Jalen Hurts. How worse could it be to put this guy in, to put this kid in? It's not a big deal. There's so much more wrong with this, okay? Between all these position changes, between Alshon Jeffrey. Remember, guys, if you guys remember, since week 4 of the season, Travis Fulgham was the leading receiver in the league in receiving yards. And guess what happens? Guys get healthy. Guys get put to the bench. Jason Peters got healthy. He got put at left tackle, which he didn't really want to play at because he was playing horrible at. Peters did play good at right guard. Watch the tape again. He didn't play good at right guard. Jordan Mailata gets benched. Matt Pryor's horrible. I don't know why you're not putting Jack Driscoll on the field. I don't know why. You're still putting Matt Pryor out there. Okay. Travis Fulgham, like I said before, has been benched since the past couple weeks. Alshon Jeffrey has took snaps away from John Hightower. Alshon Jeffrey has took snaps away from Travis Fulgham. He didn't in this game. Travis Fulgham was sitting on. John Hightower came in for a little side pass to the sideline that was way too high. By the time he jumped up, caught it, and changed direction, he pretty much was already getting tackled before it even happened. This game reflects on Howie Roseman, and because he's not hitting on his last 50 draft picks, okay? Not hitting on his last 50 draft picks, literally, okay? This is what happens. DK Metcalf. And Doug Peterson was talked about, got asked a question about DK Metcalf. Oh, why don't you say, do you ever think and sit there and say, man, we could have had him? And he's like, oh, well, there's a lot of receivers. The PR words does he give that he gives everybody. The PR words of, oh, well, this team has great receivers. Oh, the Rams, the Giants. I mean, he just talked about, you might as well just say that the whole schedule that we faced, all these teams we faced already had good receivers. Well, obviously they all have good receivers, okay? They all have good receivers. Jim Schwartz going up to DK Metcalf before the game. I don't get that. They asked Doug that. He said, oh, I didn't hear that even happened. Of course these guys don't hear it. Okay? Like, what was Jim Schwartz doing? Giving DK Metcalf more bulletin board material to even annihilate us more. Okay? I swear. Our defense came to play. Darius Slay had the worst night. It is what it is. It's DK Metcalf you're talking about here. He had the worst night of his of the year. It is what it is. The worst game. He gave up over 150 yards to a receiver. It is what it is. But even, I didn't mind this team fighting in the beginning. I didn't mind, the fights and what was going on. I didn't care if they kicked a field goal because our secondary was just packed. Our defense was just, they weren't taking anything from anybody. They were getting pushed around. They were pushing them back. I didn't care about the penalties because you know what? Maybe this team needed a little bit of a fire. Maybe this team needs something to be mad about. Get together and be like, you ain't pushing us around. I don't care if we're a winless team right now. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Just made him a little angry. So this Jalen Hurts usage. Why put him in for a play and then he comes out, Carson Wentz comes in, and then he gets sacked? Alshon Jeffrey was wide open on the sideline, going upfield, wide open. Carson gets sacked, doesn't see him wide open. We use 3 tight ends. We have a guy open on the left side going up the field. This is the end of the second quarter, I think. Guy open on the left side of the field going upfield, beating the corner. He wasn't separated too much, but he was beating him going upfield. I forgot who it was. Richard Rodgers wide open on the slant. Carson Wentz throws a perfect pick in the end zone right to a Seahawks player. And yet, I thought Doug was actually getting fired today. By this morning, I thought Doug was gone. I think it's going to be another Chip Kelly thing where maybe they're going to fire him with one more game left on the season. Maybe that will happen. But Howie Roseman has got to go. Miles Sanders runs the ball 6 times. What did we run the ball 13 times yesterday? I mean, ridiculous. Back to the old ways. We had Carson Wentz roll out of the pocket. I think he had one series that was actually looked pretty good. And there was another series where, the Seahawks were getting PI calls like crazy. We got up the field because of penalties. We didn't get up the field because of our own self. Okay. And you know what? And what's crazy? There was reports because of Jalen Hurts getting more playing time. Jalen Hurts was actually, there was video of him talking to the offense. He was really, you could tell the guy was getting ready to play. Like, he was ready to play. He hugged Doug and he actually hugged Doug before the game and thought, like, he was his time to shine. And inside his mind he's like, I'm ready to play. And then coming in for a play, and then them promising us, and then Ian Rappaport puts out the thing saying, Hurts is going to get more playing time with Carson on the bench. So you think, hey, and then they put both of them out on the field at the same time. Carson Wentz being a wide receiver on the outside. No one cares. No one's even looking his way. That cornerback's not even looking his way. Then I see Jalen Hurts come in, and then he comes back out, runs back to the sideline. Like there was some confusion or something was going on. I have no idea at this point. I'm just disgusted. I'm just totally disgusted. Yeah, we get a high draft pick. Great. I mean, this is not how I want to go out. This is not who I am as a fan. Like, I just don't give up and say, let's just lose another game. Higher draft pick. These guys, certain guys haven't left the building yet. But this game represented so much. DK Metcalf in this game represented. And then Howie Roseman upstairs looking out. He's putting his binoculars inside his little bag, getting ready to leave. It just showed so much. Just like it represented Howie Roseman and his long tenure as a GM for the Philadelphia Eagles. Just what it represented. You took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, a guy that has 2 catches, 40 yards. I mean, I don't even think it's much. A fumble recovery touchdown in the end zone. This guy's not even active for game day. You passed up on DK, Terry McLaurin. I mean, it's a joke. And no one's fired yet because of this. There are reports slowly coming out that Doug is giving up, that there might be he might actually give up his play calling. There might actually be some changes coming to play calling. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know who he's giving it to, because if it's to one of these offensive assistants, which is like these 13 assistants that he has, 12 or 13, whatever it is, they're not going to help either. I mean, it's to the point where they use a 2-point conversion chart test. Okay, they use a 2-point conversion probability chart test. Gives them a computer probability if what's their likely percentage to win the game. All you got to use is your brain and some common sense to do that. Doug Pearson going on 4th and 2 not even going for a field goal to make it a 1-score game, and you go for 2 points to tie the game up. You go for it, and it goes nowhere. Now you made it still regardless, it's a 2-score game, but they could have made it a 1-possession game because Doug likes to go on 2 anyway, so you could have scored a touchdown. And the next drive, you kick the field goal, you score the touchdown. You score the 2-point conversion, you tied the game up, and we're in a good place. Doesn't mean we're going to win the game, but we're in a good place. Jake Elliott misses an extra point, $8 million a year, top 10 highest paid kicker in the league. Why? He's been it's a reincarnation of Wentz. Jake Elliott is literally a reincarnation of Carson Wentz, but in kicker form. Okay? Used to have it, doesn't have it anymore. That's just how it is. Jake Elliott has never been threatened of his job. They brought in a couple kickers, didn't like them. They brought in like 2 kickers, and they didn't make the cut. Even, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Rumors going around that Doug might, there's a good chance he might give up his play calling. I don't know what the case is. I'm not reporting anything on that until it's actually official. I see reports coming out of that, but I don't believe it for 1 second. I don't believe it for 1 second. If I see news coming around and I thought that Jalen Hurts would get more playing time and he had 2 snaps or 3 snaps the whole game, I don't even remember at this point. And then not even just that, to just insult this offense. There's a minute and a half left, and Hurts got his helmet on, and you don't even put him in? Why are you even finishing with Carson Wentz? The game is lost at this point. Why aren't you giving Hurts a series? I feel actually so bad for the kid. I feel so bad for him. I do. It's like he's sitting there like, man, I could really help this team. Like, I want to help this team. And have to watch this quarterback in front of him that he sits in a quarterback room, watches film with every week, and say to himself, like, this guy, is just not going to get it. And I'm not saying Hurts is the answer anyway, but number one, he's a second-round pick. Number 2, how much worse could it get? We have 3 wins for the season right now. How much worse could it get? We're not winning the East, guys. It's not going to happen. So, not to make this video any longer, but just disgusted. This game represented Howie's tenure as the GM. It represented what this team, that these mistakes have caught up to us. The mistakes have caught up to us. I can't even talk right now. Has caught up to us. That's it. And nothing has happened. No one's fired. Nothing. Okay. We're going to see what Howie and Doug have up their sleeve, or Doug has up their sleeve this week, because I'm done with Doug. I'm just done. I'm just done with Carson Wentz the rest of the year. I'm not even saying throw Hurts in the rest of the year, but give him a series. Give him 2. Something. At this point, just do something. Carson Wentz is missing receivers wide open, taking hits, 46 sacks. His rookie year, he was sacked 36 times by the last game. 46. I'm not saying the offensive line is great either. They've had 10 switches at offensive line. But what turnovers? What is that? How many turnovers for Carson Wentz? What is he, 20 turnovers? It's that bad. It's that bad now. It's time the guy needs a mental break. The guy just has too much pressure on him. He can't handle it. Put Hurts in. The season is done, and they're making it seem like it's still a salvageable season. I have nothing else to say. Maybe a video tonight. I don't know. But today, need a mental break, because this... I can't believe our team is acting. I can't believe Doug and I just can't believe that they don't even know how to run a team, don't know how to use. And then, at this point next year, even with this offensive line, they're probably going to put Andre Dillard as a starter next year because he's a first-round pick. The guy can't even stand up for 2 seconds in health in the National Football League. It just makes me sick of how many young guys are sitting on the sideline right now, not even playing him. Ridiculous. Your 3rd-round pick's not even playing in Davion Taylor. I can go on and on. But it don't matter. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace.